would say there have been three or four critical learnings along the way. It's been a 6 7 year journey so far. Those three or four learnings have been, first of all, that standard operating procedures and good processes are extremely important if you want to scale. We have been very carefully trying to document all these operating procedures and share them with partners as we've been going along. Unless you share these procedures and unless people understand them and replicate them, people will keep reinventing their wheel and things will not be scalable. So I think that's one very important learning. The second is that, look, Nimish Bhai and I have deep admiration for government public servants when it comes down to the fact that if you just go and spend, even a few hours with them, you realize that they are often involved in 50 things or 100 things. When we are trying to implement a program like this, are focused on one thing with, laser vision. So it's very important for us to, augment their capacity to execute that one thing. And so what we did is, and Nimish Bhai referred to this in his remarks, we really augmented their capacity by making sure that we provided a PMU, a project monitoring unit, at the state level, which basically did all the coordination, elevated the status of this program, took care of a lot of the burden that the officials would otherwise have to deal with. And I think that ensured that scalability was achieved. Secondly, the same problem needs to be solved at the district administration level as well, because district collectors are again doing lots of things. And this program execution really happens in a 45 to 60-day period after harvest and before the monsoon comes. You have a very short window for execution. So there you need to augment the capacity of NGO partners to be able to really execute it. So again, augmenting capacity in general, whether at the state level or at the district level, becomes a very critical requirement if this program has to succeed. The third is a learning that I think we are still perfecting, which is success of these programs, particularly sustainability, really depends on ensuring buy-in at all levels. All levels, I mean, right from the ministerial levels to the senior bureaucrats, the middle-level bureaucrats. And I think that's very, very important. It takes time to do that. Regimes change, bureaucrats change. And when you have discontinuity, the programs, then, often you have resets. And we are still learning how to basically do that very well. And we are trying our best to, of course, this year, the biggest disruption we had is COVID, where work couldn't happen. But I think we are learning how to make sure that you embed, all the buy-ins at different levels. And the fourth, and I think most important, is community support. I think if the community is with you, you generate a lot of support for these kind of programs. So making sure that there's a very strong active buy-in from the community and there's bottoms up. This is not a contractor-driven, program. As Nimish Bhai rightly pointed out, 75-80% of the cost is actually borne by the community. It's unique in that dimension of it. And making sure the community understands and therefore almost demands for it, despite the fact that they often don't have money, but they still realize that this will transform their lives, is very, very important. So I would say those are the 3 or 4 critical learnings that we have had, but we are learning every day because this is transformational work. We are only catalysts in this change process, and we are trying to be good catalysts.